What's up, guys? Just picked up this 2006 Ski-Doo 800 HO. Pretty much the cheapest sled you could find on Facebook Marketplace. Main issue, this is how I've got it. So let's slam a top end in it. Got a decent piston here. A decent cylinder. Got another one here. New cylinder, new pistons, new rings. Let's do it. Okay guys, so just got it cleaned off to put the new base gasket on. I ended up scraping with a razor blade very gently and at a pretty low angle so I wouldn't damage the block. Then I kind of went over it with a rag with some gasoline on it so I could, get it nice and clean. It's pretty good. The rods are really tight on this sled, so I think it'll be a good candidate for a rebuild instead of parting it out. The track is perfect on it as well. So let's get to putting the pistons on. Okay, so before I put the pistons on, I decided to just give the cylinders a quick hone. They look pretty good, but just figured it was better to do it now and then not have any issues down the line. Alright, so piston, circlips out. So as you can see from my struggle on camera, it's a little bit difficult to get the circlips in and seated correctly in their grooves. It's very important that you get them seated correctly, as I'll mention later in the video, because you do not want them to come out and damage your cylinder. These are a little bit of a challenge, but this is crucial that you put these in correctly, because if they're not in correctly, they can come out and ruin your cylinder. See how that looks? Bring on. Be careful with these too, that you don't break them. And then you're going to index it with the little pin right here. Okay, so as you can see, installing the pistons to the connecting rods, I put a little bit of two-stroke oil on the bearings and on the pistons itself, just so it can get a little bit of lubrication. Make sure you wipe down the block before putting your gasket on, just so you know you have a good seal. And don't forget to put that outer circlip on before you put your cylinder on. So as you can see, I put the base gasket on off camera. I just picked the middle one that came in my kit, as it seemed like it was about the same size as the gasket that was on there originally. Kind of got to fight the rings onto the cylinder. You kind of got to finagle them on. It's definitely a delicate process. I like to keep the cylinders marked so I know which one was on each side before reinstalling. That way it's the same. Okay, so now we got both jugs on. I just put the 2 back bolts on each jug in. I put a little 2-stroke oil in there too when I was putting them on, just to make sure everything was lubed up. I'm gonna replace these gaskets and then we're gonna put the head back on. So the head was pretty salvageable, so we're able to throw that back on. We did have to I did put a new jug on, but it's not too bad. So now we're just running in all these bolts. I don't know how many they are. There's a lot of them. And get these all in, torque them down, start hooking up all this stuff. Okay guys, so finished torquing down the head. I put the clutch back on, put the carbs back on, hooked up the rest of the wiring, got the muffler on, put this belt guard on. Didn't have one, so I ended up grabbing that off of my parts bin that I have for these sleds. We're gonna try and fire it up. I already pulled it over a couple times just to get the fuel up to the sled. So here we go, let's see what happens. Alright, so it sounds like it runs pretty good. I'm running 50-to-1 in the fuel mixture as well as the oil direct injection, so I know that there's plenty of oil to break these new pistons in, and that's a job well done. So now we're going to try and post it up for sale again, see if we can make a few bucks on it. Okay guys, now the part that you've all been waiting for. I paid just $800 for the sled, $150 for the pistons and gaskets, and $70 for the cylinder. I think I can probably sell the sled for about $2,500. That's a decent profit for a couple hours work. I'm going to be making videos just like this one about other pieces of equipment and power sports that I'm buying and selling on Facebook Marketplace, and how you can do the same. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks.